Hi everyone, welcome. It's time for another edition of Info Nuggets with Amy. I'm your host, Amy, the Assistant Branch Manager at the Main Library of the St. Johns County Public Library System. Today we're talking about ProCitizen, an interactive test preparation database for the United States Naturalization test. Let's go ahead and get started.
Info Nuggets with Amy. Time to go on a journey. So join her to learn online. Free knowledge if you have the time. E-books to genealogy. So visit SJC Library.
Welcome. I'm glad that you all are able to join me today. So today we're talking about ProCitizen. This database, ProCitizen, provides the ideal preparation for the U.S. Naturalization test, a requirement for U.S. citizenship. Through this interactive, self-paced program, you will be guided through the civics, reading, and writing portions of the naturalization test. With ProCitizen's series of 100 informative videos, plus practice exercises and quizzes, you will learn everything you need to know successfully to pass the naturalization test, including principles of American democracy, system of government, rights and responsibilities, American history from the colonial period through recent American history, and geographic symbols, holidays, and a vocabulary study for the reading and writing test. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at our website. Let's see here. So here we are, starting off on the library's website, SJCPLS.org. From here, we'll go over to eLibrary, hover over that, and another menu pops up underneath. Let's go and click on Databases, and it will take a moment and take us to our lengthy list of databases. These are all in alphabetical order, so you'll just want to scroll through until we get to the P section. So right here, ProCitizen. I do also want you to note underneath it, we have a Spanish version of ProCitizen as well. So from here, we'll click on the link, and it will take us to an authentication page where you'll need to go ahead and type in your library card number over on the right. Once you go ahead and type that in, you'll then click on Register, and you will create a username and password. And then you will have access to Pronunciator. You do want to do the one that allows you to create the username and password instead of just clicking on Quick Access, because this will save your test scores and your progress, so you can come back to it when you have time. Maybe you only want to do maybe 15 minutes at a time. You can do that. As long as you create username and password, you'll be able to pick up whenever you want to. So the way that this particular test module is set up, and I'll click this down arrow right here so you can take a look, is there's different levels and different chapters, if you will. For instance, there's an introduction, then we go into the principles of American democracy, system of government, rights, responsibilities, American history, integrated civics, and then vocabulary as well. What's really great about this particular database is that it takes the 3 different learning styles into account. You'll be having visual through videos, there's auditory where you'll be listening to things, and reading and writing where you can read along, and it will also ask you to type in answers to questions and will help you with your spelling along the way. So it really involves the majority of your senses. So when you start off here in the introduction under the welcome, they have these little maybe 1.5 minute videos that introduces you to the particular segment. Let me mute this as this goes on. So what it does is you hear the voice talking in the background, telling you a little bit of information, and underneath it you can read along as you're listening, and that helps the different things sink in a little bit better where you're listening and reading at the same time. And then we just click on Next to get to the next module, and it will take to some quizzes. Let me go ahead and mute this Whoops. Let me go ahead and mute that. So you hear the instructor asking you the question, what is the supreme law of the land? And then you have the option here, it's a multiple choice quiz, and you click on your answer, and it will automatically let you know, green if it's good, and if it's red, that means unfortunately that was the wrong answer, and you would need to go back and try again. And then after you have this sort of assessment test question, it will take you into a little video discussing further the concepts of the particular question that you answered. So in this case, the supreme law of the land, they're talking some more about the Constitution. And again, you have the video where they talk about it, and then the sentences below where you can read along and really let the information sink in. The next option that we have is a spelling, and let me see if I can, yeah, good, it's muted. So what we're doing here, and again, you will hear them speaking the sentence, in this case, the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, so they want you to spell supreme. So you definitely get some vocabulary in with this to learn how to spell some of the important words that will be showing up in the naturalization test. And if you get it right, it gives you a thumbs up, and you go on to the next step. The next one is writing based, where they'll be reading a question, and unfortunately, since I have it muted right now, I can't hear exactly what it is, but you will be typing in, let me turn the volume up slowly just to get an idea here. You'll be typing in whatever it is that they're saying. So here,
the Constitution is the supreme law of the land.
So to complete this portion, we would need to type that in. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land. Hit enter. Oh, I spelled something wrong. See, I spelled Constitution wrong. Isn't that awful? But that's exactly what this writing portion is. It's to help you learn how to correctly spell something or type a little bit slower. And from here it would go on to the next one, and I believe the next question for this particular one is just a repeat, but sometimes you'll have different questions or statements that you will need to go ahead and type in. And it will help you again with your spelling and your vocabulary, because you're listening to it, you're seeing it being read, and you're typing it in as well. What's also really cool about this database is it has a voice comparison option, where I should probably mute this right now since it's not, where they will be speaking. In this case, you hear the computer, it'll be saying the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and then it will prompt you to say it. And once you say it, it will record you doing that one sentence, and then it will repeat back and forth, where you can hear the correct pronunciation of a particular word or sentence, and then you hear the recording of yourself, and you have the opportunity to compare how it's supposed to be and maybe how you're pronouncing it, and if there's any adjustments that you might need to make. So they do this for every single chapter within the quiz. So that was principles. Let's jump ahead to maybe integrated civics geography, where it starts to get more in depth, or two of the longest rivers in the United States. And so you would go through, select green if you're done well, red if unfortunately you haven't, and then it will go into a little video, as we've seen before, where it will tell you some more information, background information about the concept. So it's a pretty easy database in that it's very repetitive. It helps you, it really helps some of the concepts really sink in. So for each of the question, you have the original question, then you have the video talking more about that same question, and then spelling, where you're spelling words from the question, and then the two writing portions where you're typing in that statement or question or fact, and then the voice comparison where you're speaking it. So it's really integrating all types of learning styles. And as you're going along, it does grade you. So up here, you see these little My Stats portion, when you click on that, it will give you your scores, your grades, if you will. Let's see here. And in this particular one for integrated civics, I don't really have a lot since I haven't done this one yet, but when you look at all courses, it kind of gives you your average score, the percentage that you've done, and what your average score is, and areas for improvement. It'll let you know what you might need to work on a little bit more. What you can also do is export it to PDF. If you want to go ahead and print out your final scores for somebody, you can do that. What we also have in here is a couple of settings. You can have it change how many times the original phrase is spoken. Maybe you'll want it repeated a couple of times, so you could have it set up where they say it 3 times in a row before it's your turn to answer the question or figure something out. And you do have a volume control right here as well. And then you just log out when you're done. It's a pretty straightforward database, but there's a lot of information in here, and hopefully it will help you learn all of the different facts that you need for the naturalization test. So I am going to show you, let's see here, one more thing. As part of our adult summer reading program that we're doing this summer, we do have some secret words and phrases that we're sharing where you can get some points to put into our contest on our Read Squared app. So today's secret word is Best Summer 07. That's Best Summer 07. So enter that into the Read Squared app, and you can get some extra points towards some extra raffle tickets to hopefully win some prizes at the end of the summer. So thank you all for joining me here today. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us by email to sjcpls@tblc.libanswers.com. We're happy to help you out no matter when you're watching this program. We would love to answer your questions for you. And also, please follow us on Facebook at SJCPLS and also on YouTube. Our channel name is SJC Library Vid, where you'll find a lot more of these info nugget specials that I have done for various databases. So thank you all very much for joining us today, and I hope you have a great day and good luck on your test. Bye.